Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a general channel update video vlog thing where I just remind you guys that I am alive and that things are always moving behind the scenes. Ignore the noise back there. There's a heater on. It's very cold in here today, which is weird because it's warm outside and I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. I have been trying to be productive with the channel overall, trying to get out a video every 1 to 2 days. Of course, I don't always have time to put a video out, but we're in the growing pains of the channel, so the faster we get to 1K, I think the better. And of course, to facilitate that, content is needed. The problem is, sometimes I come up with a video topic that I think in the moment sounds good, and then I spend some time, because I usually come up with them when I'm doing something else throughout my day, whether it's working on TCG Player or helping out around the house or reorganizing in here or playing a game. I come up with an idea and I think about it for a bit and I mull it over, and then it gets time to actually record the video, and something goes wrong, or halfway through it I get a better idea and I scrap it and move on. You know, I'm on a major road here, so I have cars. 30 feet that way is a major road in this city. And you hear it in my videos all the time, but sometimes it's really bad. And when I sit down and prep for the night to do my recording, sometimes there's a lot of really loud cars and trucks that pass by, and it basically makes progress impossible. And I only have so much time in a night to make a video. I don't have infinite free time as much as I would love to. So when it's particularly bad out there, obviously I can't get anything done. And then of course there's just the other problem, which is I'm not really great when it comes to impromptu speaking. A lot of this comes from the fact that I spent the last 5 years on the Lore Seeker channel, and most of the videos there are heavily scripted. I do unscripted content there as well, but most of the content there is heavily edited, heavily scripted videos, and it's kind of wormed me into a kind of, I don't want to call it rigid way of talking to my audience, but it's definitely made it harder for me to get in the groove of just sitting in front of the camera and giving my thoughts on a given subject, which I'm trying. It's another reason I want to do these video vlogs, because it's in theory going to help me get in the groove of just talking honestly with all of you. But that being said, I do like to have at least a handful of topics before I work on recording any videos. I've got at least 2 that I'm going to be doing in the next week or so. Ideally in the next few days. There's a third one, maybe, depends on if mail arrives and I have a chance to talk about it. I've still got a shitload, just a solid brick of card games to talk about, and board games. I don't think I've talked about a single board game on the channel yet. I've got a Bloodborne. It's technically a card game, but I treat it like a board game. It's the Bloodborne card game. It's really fun. I got to talk about it at some point. I think it's great. I've got a bunch of card games to talk about, dead card games, current card games. There's plenty of even in-print ones that I've just not gotten around to talking about yet. Got to change that at some point. And just general other stuff. One of the videos I want to make in the next few days is just an easy to follow guide on how to use the mass price tool for TCG Player. More than once in the last few months, I've talked to a store that either wasn't aware of the mass price tool or just wasn't using it correctly. And that kind of surprises me. I personally think the mass price tool is the best thing TCG Player has to offer pro sellers. So I'm going to make that video at some point. I also want to make a video about this bad boy. Let's grab it. Look at this thing. Look at this friggin' thing. This is a rock. It's like a crystal rock. You can like see crystals in there. One of my passive hobbies, and I call it a passive hobby because it doesn't require any effort. It just kind of happens naturally as I'm going about my day. But one of my passive hobbies is rock collecting. I love shiny rocks, and I want to make a video about how awesome it is to have a passive hobby like rock collecting, just because it can be really relaxing just to watch your collection of weird rocks you've picked off the ground accumulate and build a large pile. So, I want to make that video, and this thing has to be like at least like, I don't know, 10 pounds. I'm a terrible judge of weight. I don't know, 15 pounds, 20 pounds maybe. There's dumbbells inside. I should grab one of them and do a comparison. The point is, it's freaking huge. I love it. I'll talk more about it when I make that video, but I found this thing while I was hiking one day, and I carried it 3 miles to get it to a place that I could get it home. Get it to a car. That's the word. Car. Get it to a place I can get it home. I'm dumb sometimes. Anyway, that's really all I've got. Just want to let you guys know that the vlogs shall continue, and the video topics, when I have a good topic worth talking about, I plan on making videos about it. I also plan on, whenever a milestone happens, I plan on letting you guys know too, like certain number of subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, etc. That'll be worth talking about. Any major milestones for TCG Player that I get, I'll let you guys know about too. Like, I'm over 100,000 cards. I'm 125,000 cards in my inventory. I feel like that's something I should tell people about. But it also doesn't feel like a big number because I'm such a small store. Something I really, oh man. I talked with a guy like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he watches some of my videos, and he got the impression that I'm like some big time seller who makes thousands a month. And I had to break it to him, like, I'm small time. I get like 10 to 20 orders a day on average, and I do not make a lot of money off of TCG Player. I break even and I make a profit. I've gone to great lengths to ensure that I make a profit, but I'm not like getting rich off of TCG Player. And with the exception of like 1 or 2 months back in 2021, I'm definitely not making thousands a month. I made a lot of money in 2021. One time. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people who get caught up in the idea of people who talk on YouTube about gaming, or even anything even like slightly related to finance in hobbies and collectibles. There's this idea that, maybe not even an idea, it's just people seem to think that everybody who does talk about this kind of thing, financing and hobbies, etc., that they're well off, that they're making a lot of money. I've talked to plenty who just aren't super fabulous and rich. There are plenty of examples of people who are very well off, have their entire life in order, and are at the making bank stage of their life. I am not there yet. I would like to be. Working on it. But anyway, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.